Hey there. I was asked recently to restart my videos in the spirit of the YouTube bullet train. And I thought about actually loading videos to that channel, but it turns out I forgot the password, so I can't. So maybe I'll upload a little more videos here in a more frequent manner, just point in time, life, things like that. So in that spirit, I'm on my way to the Salton Sea today. Just gonna go have an adventure. It's my day off. And on the way, I thought I'd stop by and say hi to my grandma and grandpa, or at least to their graves. They're not hearing me say hi. They're buried over there under a tree. And I went and visited them. And I stood above the graves with a solemn look on my face. I don't remember the people. I remember how my grandmother spoke with her Scottish accent. She had come to America when she was alone, 12 years old, from Scotland, from Edinburgh. And I remember sitting with her. My parents and my grandparents weren't close, but I remember when she was in the old age home, getting close to death. I was a teenager then. I was like 17, and I lived about an hour away. And about once a month, I would get in my old Camaro and I would drive out here to the San Jacinto area, and I would visit her in the old age home. And I'm really glad that I did that. That's really the only memory I have of her. And I would ask her questions about Scotland and her life. I wish I'd asked more. I wish I'd asked a lot of questions. I wish I'd recorded what she said. I wish I'd thought to write it down. But really, it was just that I was 17, and I realized, my life was a shambles. My parents had dissolved away. Shut this engine off. My parents had dissolved away their marriage, and they were puddles of their own, trying to get their lives together. And my brother and I were pretty much left on our own. And I kind of realized, this woman's going to be gone soon. I'm going to spend some time with her. So I went out and we just talked. We just sat around and talked. And she asked me, how the older do. The focus is always on the young. She would ask me questions about school and stuff. And she was a little out of it. But I remember that, and I remember her voice. But you know what? I remember her voice more from when I was little. The very few times that we would come out here to this area. They lived in a trailer park right next door to the cemetery, right over there. We would come, and I remember her sitting at her table in the trailer park, and she would give us cereal, and hearing her talk and thinking about how her accent was so beautiful. It was really a beautiful. Her language is really nice. My mother says she was a real pain in the butt, which my mom, I won't go there. So apparently there's humans are humans, right? But there was no love lost between the two of them, which is part of the reason that I never really got to know him. Grandpa, don't have anything in my mind, remembrance of him other than his face. He had kind of this round face. I remember his lips always being tight closed, and his very, very quiet eyes. And I remember going to being with him when he was dead at the hospital, when he died at the hospital. And I still regret that after he died, because he was Jewish, Grandma was a Christian. I don't know how they worked that out. And I remember after he died, my mom gave me all of his stuff because I was the oldest descendant, right? Of course, there's no Judaism passes. It's a matriarchal thing, so it didn't pass to me. But he gave me his beautiful watch. I think it's called the yarmulke, the head thing, right? And a couple of other treasures of him, some of them religious in nature. I was 17 at the time. I've lost all that stuff. I have no idea where it is. It's gone. I mean, it's not like it's a matter of it's in a box somewhere. It's gone. And so I don't know where, and I feel bad for that. Well, anyway, so I'm glad that I live close. I can come by and visit them. My visits, of course, being my outlook in life. I'm just visiting a park. Any interaction with them is just whatever's going on in my mind. But I like to stop by and say hi. And if I'm wrong, if they are out there somewhere, I mean with a heartfelt, hey, Grandma and Grandpa, it was good to see you again. I'll be back soon, in a couple weeks maybe. Okay, that's it. Now off to Denny's and get a good breakfast. See ya. This was longer than I thought. I thought this was going to be short, and I went and rambled for five minutes. Okay, let's go. Bye-bye.